I've been afraid of change.
How are you? Hi, good, thank you. Thank you. I like
I must have turned them off. If you had them on.
Yeah, I did turn them on.
Okay, tell me now.
Oh, no, those no.
Are they on now?
No.
Huh. That worries me.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Oh, wait.
Oh, this toggle switch is probably down.
You double?
I got the double.
You know, you get it's not a prize, but it's like finding the golden.
Yeah, you know. Oh, so it's three comes. Becky's not gonna be here for 6 weeks. She's training, the only dog training class you could take was Friday at 6. She goes, I need the class. The dog needs the class. Oh, yeah, sure has.
I almost think I'm a teacher.
But after the service, it was like, oh,
I think it's safe to stay.
if you don't put on the AC, then it's so humid in here.
Yeah.
It's gross.
I said on everything.
I remember on my house, I just wear turtlenecks.
That makes me look like a turtle.
Yai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai. Yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai. Ozi vezimratia, vayehi lishua. 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 Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm so happy to be together this evening, to be able to pray together and join together in community. I am so very grateful for this community. I'm going to invite you to turn to each other and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Maybe introduce yourself to somebody you don't know. I love this new tradition. I think I'm going to keep doing it. If you're at home, I invite you to send somebody a Shabbat Shalom message or wave hello. We're happy you're here. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue with lighting the candles this evening. Jan, would you do us the honors? We're on page 9. Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Good job. Thank you, Jan. We are on page 10. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seisem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech, malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. We are on page 14, L'chadodi. Yala l'chadodi, yala l'kakala, yala b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, yala l'chadodi, yala l'kakala. Yala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad. U'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litchila. Yalalai, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kakala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kakala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumiori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayech nigla. Yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kakala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha u'tohola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kakala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat nekabela. In a second, we are going to sing the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. The Baruch Hu is kind of like a shofar. It serves the same purpose. Wake you up. Are you ready? Are you ready to be present? So I'm going to invite you to just take a second and set an intention. What call you're hearing and what call you're answering this evening. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And our blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. I invite you to be seated. Will you pray with me in the English at the top of page 20? Somewhere at the fringes of night, the shadows of darkness soften, and earth comes alive with hints of light. And my heart fills with fresh, bright hope, and the world stirs to give birth to color. Colors are secrets not seen in the dark, like the promise of God when darkness is visible. Creator, you who bring dawn from the darkness, break the used goblets of my yesterdays. Let me find wisdom in the shards and grow in knowledge of your eternal presence. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Almighty One, who makes the evenings fall. Amen. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta, Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, Kumeinu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei taratecha, Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvachem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'achavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. As we transition into Micha Mocha, our song of freedom, I invite you to think about whatever it is that you overcame this week, whether it was something big or something small, like getting out of bed felt hard this week and maybe you got out of bed. Or maybe it was something bigger or different. I invite you to offer a prayer of gratitude for whatever you are free from this week. And we're joined together. We are on page 25. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'ezer b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei ayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Za'elianu ve'amru, Za'elianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ad, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ad. Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. So as we transition to Hashkivenu, which is a prayer that we say at night right before the Amidah, as an offering of words before we sleep, you may notice, if you're here regularly, you know this about me, but if you're not, you may notice that I sing a little bit of a few different words that are on the page. There are many options on this page. We sort of sing some at the top line. It's a little complicated. Eventually we'll put it together in a way that makes a little more sense, but I can't think about that right now. So the word that I sing is Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim instead of malkeinu. Shomreinu means guardian or guards us instead of malkeinu, which means rules over us. And that just works better for me and my version of God. But if malkeinu works for you, keep it. Awesome. We're going to join together. We'll do the Hebrew at the top, and then the English is at the bottom of page 27. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. So wrap me in your arms and guide my steps. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. I'm on 29. Will you read that, Martin Buber, with me? That says my prayer. Help me perfect my ways of loving and caring. Inspire me to make myself whole so that I may honor your name and create a world of justice and peace. We rise as we turn to page 51. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevig Ula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim berofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melech, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh, shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I'm going to offer you a chance now to continue praying the prayers that are following in the prayer book all the way through page 61. You can pray the prayers of your heart. You can stand, you can sit, you can move around, whatever you want to do. יהיו ברצון, אמרי פי, והיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי, וגואלי. My friends, this week's Torah portion includes a huge fight. It's not really a fight as much as it is a rebellion between, so Moses and Aaron, of course, are leading the people. They're in the desert. Everybody's hot and angry as we cycle through those anger cycles that the Israelites are wont to do. And Korach, who is Aaron and Moses' cousin, says to a bunch of his followers, what makes these guys the guys? Like, okay, I get it. God maybe chose them, maybe didn't. Why are we listening to what they're saying? Like, we could be doing this in a better way. And I bet if I did it, we wouldn't be lost in the desert. Now, were they lost? Were they wandering? A very good question. I think it probably depended on who you asked and what time of day it was. However, Korach and his band of rebels went to Moses and basically said, we're done with this. And there was a rebellion, and they're sort of remembered in history, Korach especially, as this not so great figure. People, the rabbis think, they say things like, how could he have possibly gone up against Moses, one of the greatest prophets of our time, and how could Korach have done such a thing and been so disobedient? Which means that I don't think that the rabbis ever really ran any committees in a shul. Like, I don't know that they I can't imagine what it would be like to have to just believe that there is one voice and that's it. And it's funny coming from the rabbis too, because they preserved every single minority opinion. If you look in rabbinic texts, it's all like, Rabbi so-and-so said this, Rabbi so-and-so said this. We do it what Rabbi 1 said, but we also respect what Rabbi 2 said because he comes from this school and blah, blah, blah. Like, we know that Hillel and Shammai thought that you should light the Hanukkah candles 2 different ways, but we do it like Hillel. But we know about Shammai. So it's interesting to me that there would be so much of this, how could you possibly believe, how could you possibly disagree with Moses? But, disagreement, I think disagreement in a place where you feel safe, like when you feel safe enough to disagree with somebody, that means you feel really content in that community. You feel like I could say something here and perhaps make some people really angry, but still be okay and be safe and be accepted. I think disagreement is the fundamental nature of how we make ourselves a better and stronger community. Because while we may not want to hear somebody coming up against us and saying, oh, you're doing it wrong, this is not how I would do it, here's a different suggestion, whatever nice or less nice way people tend to deliver that kind of news. It is the thing that if we can hear that disagreement and process it, think about it, maybe they're right. Oh, do I have to change something? Right, and I think about this a lot because of the amounts of committees that we are involved with, of course, but also just because I wonder what it's like. I to have healthy disagreement, right? There's a difference, of course, between disagreement and meanness, right? Those two things I think are pretty different, and it's pretty obvious when somebody's going after you because they have something mean and some kind of agenda, versus like, I think what you're doing is not, here's how I would look at it differently. And I'm so grateful for the ability to see different people's points of view. It makes our community stronger. It does. Because I think the minute that you say, I can't hear anything different than what I'm thinking about, you shut down the possibility of growth in a lot of ways. So Aaron is not thrilled about Korach, right? Aaron is about to give Korach a piece of his mind, and Moses says, let's listen. And they sort of walk away. Moses says, okay, you want to do this better? Let me think about it. We'll go back in the morning and revisit. Which I think is the sign of somebody who's able to understand that they may not have all the answers, which we know that Moses did, by the way, because when God originally called Moses, Moses was like, somebody else, please. Literally anybody, not this guy. And so when I think about how Moses was able to stop and listen, even though, full disclosure, the Korach rebellion ends in that like Korach and all those people are like swallowed up by the earth. It's not good, right? So I'm not suggesting that for disagreement in this particular show. However, what I will say is that idea of this kind of disagreement is a really important piece of learning to lead, right? Earlier on, Moses in Yitro, Moses gets a suggestion from his father-in-law, hey, what about judges and other people so you don't have to listen to every single person's problem every time, right? People are standing in line for days and days to have you like adjudicate whose chicken does this belong to, or whatever dinosaur-like creature was, I don't know, whose ox is this really? Yes, the Korach rebels, the rebellion of Korach does not end well for Korach. God clearly had some kind of feelings about being disagreed with, which sometimes I understand. I get it. However, I do think that what we can learn from that story, as I like to say to the bar mitzvah kids often, the b'nai mitzvah kids often, is like positive and negative examples, right? There are ways to approach somebody without shaming them and saying you disagree with them. There are ways to engage with somebody and say, I care about you. I want to make this place better. How can we do it? I think we could look at it in a different angle. And I kind of wonder if Korach and his people would have been swallowed up by the earth if Korach had said to Moses, had not let it fester. That's the other thing. The Korach rebellion builds because Korach doesn't say anything. And his wife is kind of like, yeah, you should be in charge, Korach. And so I wonder what it would have been, how they could have stopped that build of pressure, by handling the issue right at the beginning. So I'm really grateful for this example because I think that we have the capability and the power to build something, and we are already a really incredible community. And by hearing one another when we disagree and by engaging with those disagreements instead of letting ourselves get shut down by them and viewing them as a personal attack, that allows us to build. So in this particular case, I'm really grateful for Korach and the way in which he stood out and the way in which the rabbis viewed him as this antagonist, because I don't know that I see him that way necessarily. And to disagree with the rabbis and to disagree with the Torah is part of the deal. I'm always grateful for an opportunity to engage with our texts like this, to struggle with it, to learn a lesson, and to say, I'm not so sure about how God handled this one. And you know what? I'm also grateful for the ability, the community, the safe place to be able to do that and feel okay. So thank you for providing me with that community today. I'm grateful. And I hope that as you see yourself in a moment of disagreement with me, particularly, or anybody in ours, the assumption of good intention, the assumption of working towards something together, if we start there, it's a lot easier to find kindness than to immediately go to defensiveness and well, you're doing this wrong. So I'm grateful for all of you this evening. And I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. If that wasn't clear, that's not going to happen. We're going to take a moment now to think of all of those people in our community who are in need of healing, of body and of mind and of spirit. This evening we're thinking of Stephanie Huey, Harriet Silverman, Marcia Singer, Evelyn Bednarsh, Mary Pat Lichtman, Jacqueline Harris, Larry Littman, Ted Golden, Richard and Joe Koski, Mickey Berg, Sharon Burns, Marlo Berg, Tom Retton, and David Neal. If there's anybody else who you are thinking of this evening, I invite you to either rise or raise your hand to share those names aloud with our community. And if you're at home, I invite you to share those names either in the chat or say them out loud in your space.
Robert Golden.
Sophie Harkness, Judy Casper, Norm Raymond, Rose Lucian's brother Jeff, Julie Palmer, and Jerry Bush.
We join together in a Misha Berach prayer on page 67. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before we continue to Alenu, are you? Patty. Some announcements from Patty. I think this is maybe your last announcement Your swan song. Please don't do any swan diving. This is shallow. You could go in front of the microphone over here, yeah? Yeah, well, no, because they can't hear you if you yell on the internet.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That would be a shame. All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Our Pride Month celebrations continue, so please join us at Rochester's Pride in the Park tomorrow, June 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. Contact Lorelei Berg. Actually, don't contact Lorelei Berg. Just come if you'd like to volunteer. Please come. It's supposed to be a nice day. There are still some seats left to join Shir Tikva at the Tigers game. I must stress to those of you who were with us last year, the seats are in the shade. They are near the bathroom. There is no giant fan behind us. They are lovely seats. I picked them myself. So if you would like a ticket, register now at shirtikva.org. There are a few left. Spend an amazing weekend with Shir Tikva friends and family at Camp Tikva on the beautiful shores of Lake Huron this August 25th to 27th. New this year, Camp Tikva sweatshirts, which is good because my old Camp Tikva sweatshirt is falling apart, are available for purchase. Register for camp and buy sweatshirts at shirtikva.org. Also, the Shir Tikva sweatshirt was designed, I believe, by the great Andy Isola. It's very nice. Rabbi Arnie and Robert are going to Israel next spring, and they would like you to go with them. Check out the trip itinerary at shirtikva.org and consider joining them. The Lunch and Learn series on the second Tuesday of each month will continue through the summer months thanks to Larry Booker, who will be facilitating. Have you been joining us either in person or virtually for Shabbat services and are interested in membership or religious school? Please contact our Executive Director, Lorelei Berg, at info@shirtikva.org with questions or to learn more. Shabbat Shalom.
So, realizing what's not on there is we are joining with the other small congregations around the country for Tisha B'Av study of Kohelet, which is Lamentations. No, thank you. Ecclesiastes, I got it. I knew I would get there. Thank you. We are reading Lamentations, which is Eicha. Yes, I did learn something at rabbi school one time. So we are going to be joining with them we're going to hear some portions of Eicha chanted. We're going to be doing a little study, and that will be on Zoom also. So look out for the registration for that. I think that's like a month from now-ish. And then there's also, I think, going to be a Tisha B'Av program here as well, which is, we're working on it. So just keep an eye on your be blessed. I'm not really ready to acknowledge that you're stepping off the board, so I'm just going to keep going like that wasn't your last announcements, okay? Medium cheese. Perfect. Medium cheese, I love that. We're on page 74. We're going to rise and join together for Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגוי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, Ushamo, Ushamo, Ushamo Echad. I invite you to be seated. I'm on page 76. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to life, even when it is easier letting go. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone away from you. This week we are in a period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Edith Bernstein, our beloved friend. We are also recalling the yard sites, the anniversary of the death of Joan Penfill, mother of T. Penfill, Rose Salzberg, mother of Elaine Silverman, Leslie West, father of Stephen West, Mildred Comey, mother of Carolyn Comey, and Eva Wengrow, mother of Irv Wengrow. If there's anybody else you are remembering this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do that. We rise and join together. We are on page 78. Yitadal v'kadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, ve'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye zechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved here and everywhere, to which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen. Huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. I invite you to be seated one last time. We're going to conclude our service this evening with Odevo Shalom, which you will find on the top of page 83. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu, Odevo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Say a little Kiddush and Motzi, shall we? Mm-hmm. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'osanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha be'ahava uvratzon hinachaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. I believe this is the Tu B'Shvat themed. This is trees. First and second grade decorations of trees. Each kid is their own kid. Some kids' trees have no leaves. That's fine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. May it be a Shabbat of rest and joy and pride if you come join us, and a little sunshine. Thanks for being here, everybody. Good Shabbos. Oh, what part of the park? What a good question, Rita. I've never been to that park, so I don't know. What a good question. I bet I could find out and tell you. I think I have it in my... I don't know. Probably. Well, probably. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll tell you before you go. I'll be there with my walking shoes on, so if I forget the wrong spell, I'll just... Oh, we do have a far away. We're going to be there from 1 to 4. Are there going to be what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like what we did at Pride in Ferndale, which there's like a million different churches and agencies and these people, lots of resources. I think it'll be probably smaller than one in Ferndale, but this thing will be fine. This is, and we had these very cute rainbow flowers last with our with our names on them that I put there. So. It took her like 3 years to get that to the name. So now we're not going to talk about something else. I'm sure I would be here, but I said, oh my God. That was so rosy.